Hi, people of God. The reason why I'm doing this video is the fact that I feel that we really need to train our children to kind of stay out of the way of law enforcement as much as you can, to stay around from demonic influences that may get you caught up in with law enforcement, whether you did anything wrong or not. This is part of the reason why, as children and people of God, we don't go to the clubs because there's always problems lurking at that club. There's a lot of demonic activity, a lot of ungodly activity. You are a God fearing child, even if you're not with God at the time, and you might end up in some situations that you don't want to be in, fights, all kinds of stuff that law enforcement may have to get involved in. Some of us are at our homes, and I can tell you, like, when demonic attack and you're going through domestic violence situations, law enforcement shows up at the home. And sometimes the decisions that are made by law enforcement may not always be fair. It may not always be accurate. It may not always be proper judgment. So, knowing this, I tell people all the time, stay out of the way of law enforcement. Why? Because once you get on the radar for getting in trouble, once you get locked up or whatever the case may be, you're constantly targeted by law enforcement after a while. Like that first lock up, and then it's like it just seems like okay, every little thing I'm getting locked up for, law enforcement putting handcuffs on me, something going on and stuff. And some of this stuff don't even be your fault, but you find yourself in those type of situations. So to kind of play it on the safe side, play safe. Try to stay out of the way in law enforcement. Work and home. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of times how I live my life before anything happened in my life that kind of corrupted my life and made problems for me. And definitely now after. I don't even date. Why don't I date? I'm gonna tell you something. I was in relationships with dudes. You in my house, but this joker calling the police on me, abused me and called the police on me. I get a domestic violence charge. I was abused and got a domestic violence charge. They didn't lock him up. They locked me up, turned around and put me in a bad situation. So therefore, I don't let dudes in my house. I don't let women in my house. I don't let nobody in my house, period. If you ain't family, you don't come in. And even with family, some of them, hey, you don't come in because I know what's coming. I know how they play or whatever. Now you sitting behind bars and you like, okay, this is someplace that I don't belong. But guess what? You there. You there. And guess what? Now it's a target on you to keep you there.